Your Country 1039 KGRT. Yeah, an old t shirt and a pair of jeans. Give me that girl. That's Joe Nichols.
Time now for the question of the day.
And yes, it is indeed time for our question of the day. And our question of the day, well, I want to talk about toys right here because, Toys R Us, remember that? And while the company might, kind of just be barely hanging on, they did open a big, fun, cool flagship store in the Mall of America in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's 11,000 square foot store, a bit smaller than the stores from back in the day, but it is real, and it is a place that kids can wander around and actually get their hands on toys before buying them. I don't know about you, but as a kid, I was always headed to the toy aisle and whatever store we were in, and if we ever get a chance to get to a Toys R Us, I was pretty much in heaven there as a kid. But there are all of the new toys that are out there these days. And my question for you today is, do you think toys are cooler these days than they were when you were growing up, or were the toys from the good old days just better? Because I think about all the toys that we have these days, and all of the electronic stuff and everything else. And then, I remember a ball. Yeah, just a simple ball. Actually, a ball and glove kept me entertained for a long time when I was a kid, and I'll be honest with you, the old school video games for me were always that thing that we wore out our Atari 2600. But if I had to say if the toys were better then than they are now, I could say that I could appreciate the simple things a little bit better. But let's be honest, they got some pretty cool toys these days. They really do. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the toys were cooler these days than they were when you were growing up? Or were the toys from the good old days back in the day, were those a little bit better? Go ahead and let me know what you think, and give me your answers to our question of the day. So go ahead and let me know. 575-523-KGRT is the number. You can call those in, or you can text them in to the same number, 575-523-5478. As always, we are live on our social media pages as well, which would be Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can leave your comments there as well for our question of the day. Today, do you think toys are cooler these days than they were when you were growing up, or were the toys from the good old days back in the day, were those better? That is our question of the day. Okay, exclusively up on our social media pages right now, because that's good. That's good, and that is going to be good in a second. So, yeah, what do you think? I mean, when you think about your toys that maybe when you were playing with as a kid, but and they were just fun. Like I said, baseball glove, and my baseball, I would be bouncing it off the wall in the alleyway near our house all the time when I was growing up, because I loved playing baseball. I was very bad at it, but I liked playing it. Just got a text in, says nothing beats an old-fashioned Hot Wheels car. And kind of tend to agree with you. I loved my Hot Wheels cars as well. I think I remember getting a magazine when I was really, really young, and it showed you how to make one of those little rotating flyer things, when you fold the paper in a certain way. Had a blast with that, some of the simple toys, the classic toys that were out there. And things changed a little bit, but, I am an electronics geek. I do like the new toys, and I do like the new things. In fact, all the stuff that I usually have, all the electronic stuff that I use when I'm out on the road and I'm doing my show from a different city on there, I call those my grown-up toys, and I do love those a lot. I've got a whole list of stuff that I want to get to make everything better. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it could go either way, but I do remember when I was a kid, sometimes there was those simple toys that were a blast. My sister and her friends playing, jacks all day long. That was one of those things. But I think the two biggest ones for me back in the day was probably that baseball glove and a baseball, and also that Atari 2600, old school video games, man. And they're releasing that again right now, where it actually plays cartridges, and it'll play your old cartridges if you still had any hanging out. So that's just, for me, that's like a big boy toy for me. But yeah, what do you think? Are the toys cooler now, or were they just a little bit better for you back in the day? Let me know your answers for our question of the day. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in and around the world. Dictionary.com has chosen their word of the year for 2023, and apparently that word is hallucinate. Yeah, the word is being used in the context of artificial intelligence programs producing false information. So they produce hallucinations. It's an inside joke, but yeah, hallucinate is the dictionary.com word of the year for 2023. And Zillow says that families can now take a virtual 3D tour of Santa's house. Yep, on their website, the interactive tour includes floor plan generated by an artificial intelligence, speaking of, right, and high-resolution photos of different rooms. Santa's house is currently valued at $1.81 million, which is not bad for North Pole realty prices, right? Also saw that CDL Life has a new petition urging Mattel to produce a truck driver Barbie. Yeah, the petition launched by the driver recruitment company has generated about 700 signatures, and they believe that showcasing truck driver Barbie will inspire young girls to become truck drivers. We'll see if that one shows up in the sequel. Also saw that Taylor Swift's Eras Tour has broken the Guinness World Record for the highest grossing tour of all time. Of all time. The tour, which began in March 2023, is set to finish in December next year and has already earned $1.4 billion. That's a whole lot of money. And I'm actually very, very happy for Taylor's success. By the way, I'll go ahead and put this in right away. Happy birthday, Taylor. Today is her birthday as well. I can't believe I knew her when she was 16. I can't say that I knew her, but I met her and have pictures to prove it. Also, some sad news. Brooklyn Nine-Nine star Andre Braugher has passed away at the age of 61. He passed away following a brief illness. So, once again, I'm looking for your answers for our question of the day. Do you think toys are cooler these days than they were when you were growing up? Or are the toys from back in the day just a little bit better? And Annette just chimed in and said, the good old days are made better. Now they break easily. My grandson wants to collect old toys. He's even got a Cabbage Patch. That's cool. Actually, old toys. There used to be a YouTube channel that I would watch all the time, done by Ethan Page. He's a wrestler, but he did a toy hunt vlog. And this, as adults, you have a little extra cash. You go back and you're looking for toys that you had when a kid. But he would collect these toys and, get a list. They always have their holy grail, that one toy that they want to get. And it was very interesting to go ahead and watch him do the toy hunts. He's actually started doing other things these days. But yeah, if you're an adult, you have a little extra cash, going out and finding those old toys is a whole lot of fun for sure. But once again, let me know your answer for our question of the day. And it looks so far like a lot of people are leaning towards that. Back in the day, it was pretty cool to have those toys. Like I said, the most classic toy of all is a ball. And everybody has fun. In fact, you could say they have a ball with a. Okay, that was a bad joke. I'm not even going to finish that one. Let me know your answers for our question of the day. Do you think that toys are cooler these days than they were when you were growing up, or were the toys from the good old days better? That is our question of the day.